Okay, let's talk about reading and writing in secondary science. So what counts as an argument in science? Well, claims include conjectures, conclusions, explanations, models, or an answer to a research question. They usually rely on evidence to support those claims. Scientists must also convince others that their evidence is relevant and of high quality, so they spend lots of time assessing, critiquing, justifying, and defending their evidence. During the process of scientific inquiry, scientists will make claims based on an observable evidence and will clarify with justification of the evidence as a result of those claims. Other scientists often make rebuttal claims pointing to other evidence that counters the evidence for the previous claim. This is what constitutes a scientific argument. The key points are that scientific claims coming from an investigation must be based on observable empirical evidence, and that evidence must be justified as connected with the claim. So I have a website right here that is also listed in the website section of this module, and I'd like you to take a look at that. But when we look at literacy strategies in science, we have the RAFT model, which has the components of role, audience, format, and topic. And we have the PLAN model, which has the components of plan, locate, add, note. So now I'm going to pull in some information on the RAFT model. So why use RAFT? Well, it includes writing from different viewpoints. It helps students learn important writing skills such as audience, main idea, and organization. It teaches students to think creatively about writing by responding to the following prompts. So what's the role of the writer? Who or what are you as the writer? A pilgrim, a soldier, the president, a scientist. So in science, as a writer, you would be the scientist. Who's your audience? So who are you writing to? As a scientist, you're writing to other scientists. And what format? In what format are you writing? Are you writing a letter, a poem, a speech? No, in science, we're writing usually a scientific report. Oftentimes, this is more of a technical type of writing. And the topic, what are we writing about? Well, we're usually writing about the experiment that we've conducted and the results that we've found or the conclusions that we're making. So that's a quick overview of RAFT and role, audience, format, and topic. So the PLAN reading strategy really has 4 steps to it, and they are step 1 to predict. So step 1 entails scanning your text and looking for information to make a predictive map. Using this information, then you draw the map. You expect the chapter, the article, the essay. So this would be great when you're analyzing a text because you're going to see bold, italicized, defined terms, key people, charts, graphs, etc. Step 2 is about locating. After drawing your map, determine which information you already know and which information you will have to find when you read the textbook more thoroughly. Step 3 is to add. After reading the text, close your book and try to answer questions remaining in the prediction map. Try to include as much information as possible for each topic. So here's an example of a predictive map. Map after step 3 of add. And then step 4 is note. After filling in your missing information, continue to develop and prepare the information. In other words, determine how you use the information. Will you have a multiple choice or essay exam, an assigned chapter summary, or a group presentation? So PLAN is a useful strategy for students who need to see the connections between ideas and rewriting and reorganizing notes. So if we take a look at connecting this to your teacher performance assessment, we'll see that there are some different areas. We have planning, so building content understanding, supporting learning needs, using knowledge of students, assessing to monitor student learning. So when we're talking about reading and writing, we're developing that academic language. We're justifying planning decisions, or justifying in our planning decisions. Instruction, we want to take into account our learning environment. How are we going to engage the learner? How are we going to deepen thinking? How are we going to have subject-specific pedagogy? Again, that academic language, and then we're analyzing our teaching, and then now we're going to bring that to assessment. So we're going to take an analysis of student learning, provide them with feedback, support student use of feedback. Okay, and so we have the cycle of student learning happening by our planning of our lessons and how we're going to develop the learning, then providing that instruction of the lessons, and the assessment. And so hopefully through the resources provided, you'll be able to come up with some great reading and writing strategies that you can use in science.